Good morning. So yesterday's videos were posted very late. I ran into an issue where YouTube, the app on my phone, the YouTube app, updated during the day while I was trying to upload, and the upload failed, so I started it again. It's weird. Sometimes it works quickly, sometimes it doesn't. So yesterday, I started uploading early in the day. After the failure, started again, made it to maybe 24%. Got home, uploaded for the balance of the evening, and I didn't want to stop it. So I let it finish. It finished very late, and then I power cycled my phone to upload a different video somewhere else, and it took less than 2 hours. It uploaded pretty quickly for help. So I think power cycling was part of the issue. So the next time I run into that hanging issue where it's uploading extremely slowly, I checked my internet speeds too. The thing that sucks is my download speeds are now phenomenal. I have ridiculous download speeds, but my upload is very slow upload speeds with my home internet. Well, not very slow. It's like 200 download, 10 upload, and that's it's not bad. Much better than 300 baud. So let's see. Gotta remember what I talked about during this feed. If you remember, I was not feeling well yesterday. I got better during the course of the day. Not a ton, not right away either. Kind of was a downhill thing for a while there, and then I started to feel better at the end of the day. I got home, I removed a widowmaker from my front lawn. I have some really old growth trees surrounding my house, and there was a branch essentially the size of a small tree that had fallen from the upper part of the tree and had landed in the lower part of the tree. And it's one of those situations where it landed there, and it all these little tree elbows linked up, so it was being cradled. But the problem was it was facing the street. If it were to break loose, it would slide into the street, and I'm afraid of it hitting someone or someone's car. Just dangerous. I don't know how much it weighed, but it was big. It was much longer than I am tall, and I'd have to say thicker than my leg. Was the I'm a great big fatty right now, so that means something. But yeah, it was a pretty significant branch. So I went home, set up the ladder outside, climbed up. My wife steadied the ladder. My daughter held the phone and dialed 911 and waited. And I tried to navigate that giant branch out of the tree. It was comical. We should have recorded it because it could have easily been an epic fail or a Darwin Award. But it went off pretty much without a hitch. I mean, it took a while. It took a lot of manipulation, moving the branch back and forth, breaking bits off, reevaluating the situation, using parts that broke off as a hook so I could reach it again. Yada yada yada. At the end of the day, I got it to the point where I knew I could release it. Told my wife to back up, told my daughter to back up. She's like, no, I'm holding the ladder. I'm halfway down the ladder now. I need to throw this so I can get away. And so they go off over to the side, and I had given this jacket to my daughter to hold, so I don't rip my jacket doing stupid stuff. And my wife said, oh, you're dropping stuff out of Daddy's pocket. And she starts walking towards me as I'm throwing the frickin' giant branch. Nothing happened, but it was just, the whole thing was comical. And because no one died. That's the key to comedy. The fewer people that die, generally the funnier it is. It's not actually true. The more you're allowed to laugh when fewer people die. So anyway, got home, made dinner after taking that stick out of the tree and cleaning up the street and throwing it all on my lawn. I got a bunch of, like, this season there's just been a bunch of dead branches. I gotta figure out what to do though. I don't even think they're good for firewood. They're like dead, and they've got they look like mushrooms. Maybe they're mushrooms, or maybe they're like just some form of lichen, but they're like really hard, and the wood is like, I want to say spongy. Like, you know, when it hits the ground, breaks, like the branch breaks into a bunch of pieces. I can't imagine that's good firewood. Like, you can just squish it into dust, parts of it. So I gotta chop it up and get rid of it somehow. If I lived in the middle of nowhere, I'd just do a barrel burn with it. So, got the branch out of the tree, made dinner, went to bed relatively early. Didn't get sleep. Like, I fell asleep on and off. I watched TV for a little while. Recently put a TV in my bedroom. I guess, for a little while, had a tiny TV in the bedroom in my last house. And I always think it's a bad idea to have a TV in the bedroom. But I really, since I've installed it, we don't really use it much. It's just there in case we want to watch TV. It's kind of mounted to the wall and stuff. So got to bed relatively early. Still tired. I'm still tired this morning. In fact, I got a late start, and I started the video a little late too. I wanted to listen to the news for a bit to see if there was anything, and it's like, the only good news was the traffic reports, which I did not take advantage of. You know, the highways are clear, 422, 95, blah blah blah, all clear, no problems. But the rest of the news just horrific. The violence that's going on. Apparently there was a robbery and murder in Philly at Tarsdale gas station. Really depressing stuff. How bad it's getting in the city. What are you gonna do? So I think I've been belly aching. I mean, the year's only, I guess, 17 days old. I think today's Tuesday, the 17th of January, 2023, the distant future. Seems like I say the world's going crazy, but I really don't follow global news. I mean, I know there's terrible stuff going on overseas, but I feel like just terrible stuff's going on here. Really got to go into a different thread. Another thing I hate about winter, it dries me out. Like there's just no moisture. Like, I just get very dry. Nose gets dry, throat gets dry, which I think makes you more susceptible to colds and flus. Yesterday, while I was laying in bed trying to get videos to upload, I was trying to think about things to talk about, as I always say, and I think I had a couple of ideas. No real winners that stuck with me that were worth chatting about. Concepts, like things that'll fit into a long form, like, I don't know, something that maybe I misconstrued in my youth and that I learned later on was not really the way things are. But I couldn't think of any real good topics that I could stretch into a 1-hour diatribe, so I still can't. Now it's early and I'm tired. I started filming late because I wanted to read news, but I was supposed to do a ham-handed segue into. I also left the house a little later this morning than I would have liked to, but I'm still taking the back roads because that's kind of why I was listening to the traffic, was to find out if there's anything I should avoid, or should I just jump straight on the highways. I didn't see anything, so give me a moment. I'm at the Dunkin' Donuts.
What can I have for you?
A large black coffee, please.
Anything else?
That's it.
317.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You too. Crap. Forgot to get my, past 2 days I've been wandering around without my hand sanitizer. I have two bottles of hand sanitizer in my bag in the back seat, but I don't think it's that in production right now. Just think clean thoughts. Great, now I'm sitting on my wallet sideways. I'm just gonna burn through here. So yeah, I'm taking the back roads anyway. I prefer the back roads, and I think I've just enough time to make it. It's going to be tight. Like I said, I get there early anyway because I want to knock out some work before the day begins. It's just easier. Once the day begins, it gets hectic, and lately it's been more and more hecticer. I'm going to get into that in a later video because I think a big change is going to happen at work. One of many big changes is going to happen at work. But one specific change has to happen. This is getting to the point of ridiculousness. I'm sorry for just dropping clues, but not talking about what I'm talking about. So I'll move on to another topic. So it's obviously a few weeks after Christmas. There's a group of friends. My viewer is one of them. My one subscriber. I think we're back down to one. We were back down to one yesterday. Like I said, I had a conversation with the second subscriber and explained why they shouldn't be subscribed to my channel. I mean, other than just the general, there's nothing to see here, move it along. They were, I don't think I told you this, but they're very young. I explained somewhere else that they weren't aware of my channel through organic means. They wandered into my office while I wasn't there, and I had my analytics up for the two channels. They saw at least one of them, and they decided to subscribe. I think mainly as a joke, and my daughter told me, and that's how I knew who it was. YouTube didn't spill the beans. I don't think there's any way to track down your viewers or anything like that. They give you, the analytics are very vague, kind of like, what country are your views coming from, what kind of sources caused clickbacks to your content, things like that. So, as far as I'm aware, you can't get granular information about your, or extremely granular information, meaning that my one subscriber, he subscribed because we're friends. He told me he subscribed. And when he comments, I mean, like, I can see his comments. I can see the name of the person who commented, but I don't know if it tells me whether or not he's subscribed to my channel. I'll have to look. I don't think it does. My forehead's itchy. It's very dry out. He's got a shower. I have a friend who lives in Virginia right now. She used to live up here. She's a stylist, and every once in a while we talk. And one of the last times we talk about the weirdest stuff. Like, it's kind of like me. It's hard not to talk about your job because it's where you spend most of your life. Like most of your waking time is at work if you're like a normal schmo like us. And so she's talking about, skincare, hair care, things like that, which I'm very bad at both. I very rarely condition my hair. It's very long, but it's very damaged. If I were to cut out all the damaged hair, I'd have very short hair. You can't see it. It's all pulled back right now into a ponytail that goes down past my butt. But the other thing she talks about is skincare, and I use, I don't know, it's that ground up peach pit stuff, St. Ives. Apparently you're not supposed to use that every day. It's I guess it's an exfoliant, and it's got a anti-acne stuff in it. I don't know if I need the anti-acne, but it becomes a habit. Like so I've been using the stuff religiously for years. That's what I wash my face with, and that's what I'm just used to washing my face with. I don't know if it's any different than washing my face with a bar of hand soap. I say that jokingly. I know it's different. Don't wash your face with bar soap. And probably don't do what I'm doing. Don't exfoliate your face every single day with high, very low grit ground up peach pits. I think that's what's in there. Just some kind of ground up product. It's probably a waste stream. They've probably found a way for me to absorb a waste stream from another industry by smearing it on my face and washing it down the sink. I actually do it in the shower. I wash my face in the shower. One of the things I don't do, which I absolutely should do because I have large pores, after you wash your face, you're supposed to rinse it in cold water to smollen the pores. But since I wash my face in the shower, I never really take the time to turn it to the cold side to rinse off my face, and I don't. Very rare occasions will I get out of the shower and splash cold water on my face in the sink before I towel off. But apparently it's very good for your skin, and it shrinks your pores, which is good because smaller pores let in less meteors and rogue planets and things like that. I was short on time. I packed the lunch. I'm out of everything. I don't have any breakfast bars. Something else I'm out of. Today I brought the last of my oatmeal. I don't know if I mentioned that when I go into these rambles and I say what I bring for lunch. Oh, I forgot my avocado too. God damn, man. So anyway, I'm out of a bunch of stuff. I gotta stop at the store at some point, restock. Especially on oatmeal. That turned out to be very popular. I went years and years just plain oatmeal, like Quaker Oats in a cardboard tube, not the little packets. I had those, but they sat for years and really didn't get used, and they had to get tossed for various reasons. But I bought a cardboard tube of Quaker Oats, and I put it in what I've been using now is these little ceramic cookware things that I have at home that have these snap-on lids. Take that to work, put some water from the, not the water fountain, the water cooler. It takes those, 5-gallon jugs on top. Put some water, throw it in the microwave for a minute, puffs up, that's how I know it's done, eat it. I don't add anything to it. No milk, no sweetener, no flavoring, just oatmeal. It's bland, but it's, I think it's healthy. I could be fooling myself. Could be deadly poison. I don't know, but I've been on that oatmeal in the morning kick. I don't know if it's made a difference in my health at all, but there you have it. Yeah, so my lunch today just consists of nuts, fishes, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, little container of milk, little container of orange juice. I reuse, I don't know if they still sell them, but for a while, I guess it was that other coffee place, the Starbucks. They had these little brown bottles with iced coffee in them. So I bought a few of those. I think maybe over the course of my life, I've maybe bought 6 of those, and I've saved 5 of the bottles. It's funny. I bought one time at a mall, intending to save the bottle, but getting involved in other things and not thinking, and threw the bottle right in the trash because the coffee's really overpriced. But the bottle is completely reusable. I use them every day. I fill them with one with milk, one with orange juice, and I pop them into my lunch. I don't like plastic containers. It seems like I'm always going around trash trucks. Is every day trash day? There's a song in there somewhere. My hand is itchy too. Face is itchy. Itchy. Winter, like get a shower, go outside, get cold, dry out, get itchy. Repeat. I really want some of that coffee. I want to find out if it's yucky like yesterday. I don't know if yesterday's coffee contributed to my gastrointestinal distress, but things got worse yesterday before they got better. Oh, a funny thing happened on the way to work. If you watched yesterday's video, which when I'm recording this, you probably hadn't, because it didn't fully upload till well after 10 o'clock last night, which is only 8 hours ago. Although I did see that it had one view, but that might have just been me looking at it to post it. I only watched 2 seconds of it, so I don't see how that counts as a view, but I was talking about the fact that I'm getting closer to retirement and some of the planning that I had to do. Like I was thinking about financially, like what do I need to put away? Like we had like do I just barely make it? Like like what happens over time with the markets and things like that. And it was funny. I got to work, and a buddy of mine, like for absolutely no reason, we've never talked about this before, he just walks into my cube, sits down, and starts talking about retirement. He's about 1.5 years away from retirement, if that, maybe a little less. And I found out some interesting things about like what our company actually does for you with retirement. I mean, I don't know if this policy will still exist when I reach that age. Like they do some interesting stuff for you with 63 and a half, which is pretty cool. But that's 11 years away. so anyway, like I said, I was talking about like what I would do, and like so we went back and forth, and one of the things he suggested to me was IT, something in IT, whether it's security or something like that. And like I've got 10 years to burn, so I could definitely learn. Like I'm already a little computer savvy, so I could definitely learn something in the computer field. Like I'm not looking to make my full-time income. I'm just looking to something I can do remotely to supplement my income. So I can hold off on reaching into my retirement as long as possible. Going to be other expenses that come up over the next few years. My daughter's a teenager now, so there's going to be expenses. But I just thought that was a funny coincidence that I was rambling on about like what my plans for retirement are going be, like all that stuff. And like he literally just sat down and just like not even just started talking about retirement and stuff like that. So I'm going to say this every day. I'm going to put up another post as well. Maybe not a poll, but we do need to come up with a better name for the channels, especially if I want to open a Discord for these channels. I need to have a better name than just my name. Also, I've alerted my viewer subscriber in a text that there is a contest. I let him know a couple days ago. He's probably come, like time enough has gone by where I can start giving clues. Time enough has gone by where I can let him know that he probably won't figure out what the contest is by watching these videos. But last I checked, the score was still 0-0. I won't stretch it out forever. If no one wins in the next couple days, I'll give another major clue as to what the contest is. As I just so you know, it's not a major one. The bulk of the world population, if any of them win, just a single person, there's $1 that I will mail. It's just $1. I'll find $1 and I'll mail it. It's going to be a pain in the neck. I don't think you're supposed to mail currency. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for mailing $1 to someone. And it's just $1 that's up for grabs. There's not going to be multiple winners. There's just one winner. It's either someone in the world or my subscriber. And it depends on who's the first to do a thing. One of the other things I talked about doing somewhere else was I'm constantly in the process of, well, I'm not always in the process of, but I'm in the middle of doing work to my house. Like the office is done as it needs to be. Like I've said, there's a little bit of trim work I want to tighten up, but it's done enough. I'm using the office. I've been using the office. The party room, in drips and drabs, I keep pushing it forward. Not a lot of free time. But another area that I want to concentrate on is downstairs, the laundry area and the tool bench area. I want to do, what I'm currently using are the old kitchen cabinets. They remodeled the kitchen a couple of times. Bizarrely, every time they remodeled it exactly the same. No real changes to the design other than like maybe countertops went to a different form of Formica, and then the last time they did the island table in the center. It's a really weird long island with a electric range in the center of it, and then it ends at this round kitchenette type table, all butcher block, which we're slowly destroying. I've got to straighten that out. There's a couple things that happened that like down the one end, I had a crock pot overflow, and there's like a little bit of damage. I gotta figure out how to fix it. I cleaned it as best I could, but there's still like some staining, and I think I just need to, I'm not gonna plane it down, but I think I have to like take some like really high grit sandpaper, just take the surface down a little bit, because I think it's going to be a long time till I remodel the kitchen, unless something disastrous happens. But I really do want to remodel it. Like, most of all, because of the way I cook, I'm always generating smoke in the kitchen, like aerosolized oil or whatever, it smokes. So I really need to install a downdraft. If I move the oven, maybe I'll do an exhaust fan on the wall, but I think I'd prefer to do a downdraft. Really don't install an exhaust fan because I mean, I know a downdraft is just an exhaust too, but I don't know if that goes to the outside as quickly as anyway, I just don't want to blow all the hot air out of the house in the winter. I know I could use a low smoke oil and things like that, but I currently don't. I don't have a big jug of peanut oil, but I probably should invest in that, because I cook a lot and I generate a lot of, I smoke a lot. For the frying and stuff like that, I don't think it matters that you're using, like, what oil you use, whether you're using a canola oil or, I mean, there's going to be differences. People are going to tell you, like, health-wise, what oils to cook with and stuff like that. I doubt that matters. And when it comes to taste, like, you're using your higher-end, like, extra virgin olive oils for flavor. You're not deep frying an extra virgin olive oil, you silly Billy. So anyway, back to the so I was thinking some content other than this this mindless tedium of watching me drive to work and try to figure something out every single morning to talk about at length. I could do some other content interspersed. Like, I really want to reorganize that area. I'm going to take the dryer, which is against the outside wall, like, so there's the electric panel, there's this area in the basement. I got a dryer against one wall, I got a washer against another wall. I don't have a sink down there. I really need a sink, like a basin, something for, I just need a sink in that room. Oh my God, I need a sink. So I've got a double basin I got from one of my properties. It's got cracks in it, but I think I can fix those. I want it because it's one of those big double sinks, like one of those old, I want to say it's soapstone. Like, they make the same thing out of concrete, but I think this one's old soapstone. I did a rough patch of it while it was still installed at the property with flex tape on the outside, and that seemed to solve the problem. But I want to do some. I'm either going to put an insert into it, or I'll figure something out, or I'll put some kind of clear coat all over the outside of the entire thing. Because I like those sinks. They're big. I hate those white plastic tubs. I just hate the look of it. I like beefy things. I hate cheap plastic stuff. Stone things are. I think I have to. I don't think I have the stand that it goes on. Maybe I do. I can't imagine I wouldn't have brought the stand home as well. But it may have to be modified anyway, because the basement is below grade. It's a split level, but that part is below grade. So the soil pipe starts there. It starts there and it goes across the house at the whatever 1 to 2 degrees or whatever, it angles down, goes through the party room into the bathroom that's attached to the party room, and then it makes a 90 and it goes towards the goes towards the street. So all the other bathrooms are tied in. All the other bathrooms, yeah, the three of the 4 bathrooms are tied in down that end, because there's the ensuite, the bathroom in the hallway, and the bathroom attached to the party room. It goes directly to the party room. The other two bathrooms tie into it just before it goes out the street. The bathroom in the vestibule ties into it right at the beginning. So there's the washing machine against this wall. The bathroom in the vestibule is back this way, so the soil pipe comes over and down and ties into the pipe there. But that it comes out of the wall and just stops. That's the beginning of the soil pipe. And then there's a little J connected to that soil pipe where the washer exhaust, the washer water goes into once the washer's done washing. So anyway, the point is, I'm going to take the dryer that's over against the other wall, bring it over next to the washer, and kind of slide them closer to the stairs that lead out of the basement, and possibly put a little table in between, possibly just have them right next to each other and have a table behind, because there's plenty of room. Then the basin would go next to the washer so that it could tie into that soil pipe as well. And all the water hookups are there, so I'd have no problem putting a split in there and having water. The only issue is I got to be careful because we're very close to the electrical panels. Not very, very close, but close enough where I would want to make some kind of wall, like some kind of separator wall there. So I might box the whole thing in, put some shelving up, just make it a nice little laundry area. And then directly behind, you walk across to the other side of the basement from where you are. You hit that divider wall that I talked about before that supports this fireplace upstairs, and that's where I currently have my workbench set up. But it's not really a workbench, it's kitchen cabinets, where the cabinets and the drawers and all this stuff is just completely full of tools and hardware, and you can't use any surface because everything just gets piled there. I want to turn that into a functional work area, and I want to do a French cleat system against the wall, and make functional modular French cleat boxes and things for holding screwdrivers and things like that, and the power tools and stuff like hedge trimmers, because right now it's just a mess. You can't really find anything, and I think if I do a French cleat all the way up, it gives me better ability to organize things. Because like right now, the cabinets, you can't really get a lot in them. They open like cabinets. They're not like drawers. The couple drawers I do have, like I said, are completely full with screws and things like that. And I think it would be easier to just arrange them in boxes that I could put there and separate by different kinds of screws, because over time we've accumulated, you name it, we've got it. You got outdoor deck screws, construction screws, roofing nails, all manners of nuts and bolts and stainless steel and brads and rivets, and it's like a freaking hardware store. It's crazy. And no matter how much you acquire, you just never find the right fastener when you're looking for it. It's very funny. It's not entirely true. We actually have a lot of luck. We whenever we need a fastener or a washer or anything, like we have it. O-rings. It's crazy. And there's a lot of things we have like 5 of, because we went to the store. It's like, let's get these just in case. And now I've got like, Build-A-Bear. You go there, you get a little plastic bag, you just like get whatever hardware you need. And you buy various stuff just in case you run into problems. So then you end up with this extra hardware. Very rare occasions we've returned things, but it's like, it's not worth the effort. You wouldn't make a special trip to go all the way there to return like 4 screws or something like that. And it's a pain in the neck to remember to do it. Like to remember to do it, you'd have to like have it in the vestibule at the door, taped to the wall with a note saying, hey, if you're going to the let's just say Lowe's, because I like Lowe's. I was mad at them once because they didn't carry something and I had to go to Home Depot. But I like Lowe's so much more than I like Home Depot. And right now it's just ingrained in me because I keep saying it. I can't even give you a specific reason why I don't like Home Depot. Lowe's just feels nicer, cleaner, more organized. Could just be branding. Like I said, I don't go to Home Depot that often, so like I'm going to focus on the things I don't like when I'm there. There may be no difference between, like, Home Depot may be a much better place. I was recently watching some reel on Facebook or a mini video on YouTube where they're telling you, when you go to Lowe's, buy this, don't buy this. They're like talking about all different things, like hardware for toilet, the internal guts, all different things they're telling you. And then there's a bunch of stuff they said, don't buy it here. Go to, like, I think one of the examples was, go to Home Depot and get the brass ones. They're telling you not to get those, I think they're just like those chrome flush things, like they're absolute crap. They corrode. So he didn't explain that, but I know for a fact that replacement hardware for the flusher, that little thing, they're made really cheap, and they're just made out of shit metal. So yeah, buy the brass ones. They may turn green, but that's okay. I like that look. What am I looking at? There's a car, and there's another. It's a motorcycle next to a car. Okay. It was a car that seemed like sad eyes. Like, didn't make any sense. It kind of looked like the original Marvin, the Paranoid Android, not the one from the movie, but the one from the BBC TV series. Had the same eyes, but it wasn't a car. I was only seeing one headlight of the car because there was another car in front of that car, and then there was a motorcycle that had its wheel turned, so it just looked like it doesn't matter. If you don't know what a French cleat system, and you haven't looked it up yet, it's pretty straightforward. It's where you set a series of 2x4s on the wall, but they're just not 2x4s. What you do is you rip them lengthwise at 45 degrees, so you end up having a board against the wall with a 45 degree like this, so that you can have the mating parts. You can make a mating thing that goes in like this, and you generally space them so that you can put two cleats on one thing and have it held in both places, but you don't need to. One is usually enough, depending on how much weight it is. The second cleat just stops it from pivoting, or having, if you've got too much weight on it, having it pivot out and like do damage to either its cleat or the wall cleat, or both. So you'd usually just do an entire wall of those and space them apart, and just keep in mind, if you space them apart really far, all you have to do with the box or whatever you're hanging on there, you got the cleat at the top, you just have to put a strip of wood on the bottom so that hits the wall, and you've got the vertical, so everything pulls straight down and it's not flapping in the breeze. I've seen that. I've seen multiple YouTube videos where people do that kind of a modular French cleat system on their walls, specifically for their workshops, and it looks pretty sharp. I like the idea, and the fact that it's modular, meaning that you can just, if you get more or other stuff, you can just move things around. Like if this layout isn't working for you, you can move it around. So the plan is to do that from, I don't think I'm going to do it from the floor up. I might do it from the floor up on half the wall, and then the other half will just be mid-height up, because I want to have a workbench directly against that wall as well. Someplace where I can sit and tinker, do minor repairs, or just little projects where I may need to be. There's not another place in the house to do it. Like, you don't want to, like little teeny projects, like, perpetual motion machines and things like that. When you have to bust out the drill and you're trying to put magnets into things, you do it in a room. You're like generating sawdust, you're shooting magnets across the room, and you don't want cats eating magnets. So yeah, just some place where I can go sit and tinker, build my failed experiments, and not have to worry about the mess so much. I mean, I wouldn't leave it a mess, but like, if I drop a magnet on the floor, it's not like a cat's gonna run over and scoop it up because I'm in the basement. They're not allowed down there. So I didn't notice, so I assume it's good coffee today. As I'm getting closer to work, my stomach's starting. I think these are completely unrelated because it smells good today. Tastes okay today. As good as their coffee's going to taste. Like I'm usually pretty happy with their coffee. This isn't bad. This is better than yesterday's coffee. On a scale of artichoke to stepladder, I would give this gorilla. I've got plenty of time to get there. I'm afraid if I hit that button, this recording will stop, so I'm not going to hit it. I got plenty of time to get there. I got 35 minutes to get to my destination, or so. I'm definitely going to make it in time, but I'm not going to have the time buffer that I generally enjoy in the morning to get that initial stuff done. I do something that I really need to talk to IT about automating for me. Just the data. It doesn't take me long. If I'm firing on all pistons, which I'm not right now, I can knock out the data dump and import in roughly 10 minutes if I'm not interrupted, which feeds my widget, which it's kind of a cheat sheet that I created to do my job. It just gives me a lot of information in one place very quickly. It's not live. I mean, it's only stale by a few minutes when I'm using it, but it's good enough. It lets me know all the things that I have to deal with. One-stop shop for finding things that have gone awry, and also invaluable resource for when people come and ask questions about things that I'm responsible for and they need answers to. Was that vague enough? I had brought some celery yesterday. I'm really upset that I didn't bring that avocado today. I was looking forward to that avocado. And it tasted, it was fine. It was fresh and crisp. It was a little dirty. I mean, I washed it before I brought it, but I don't know, it like had that dirt on the inside taste. I have no idea. It didn't taste, I don't know if that contributed to, like, I was already knotted up. Like, as I'm getting closer to work, my stomach is actually knotting up. I do believe it's like just a stress response at this time. I'm really stressed out lately. Just I can't get things to go right. A lot of it is outside of my control, which makes it worse. But it's just, I'm the one who has to report it, and just like just because of the situation, I'm the go-to guy, and everybody's unhappy, and they've got no one else to unload on. So I often end up being the guy that has to deal with people's anger. And or frustration. What are you gonna do? So I was mentioning earlier, I've got a couple of friends. I forget where it was about, but where it was going is how I've got. We might actually have a couple of years worth. We have a couple of friends. One of a couple families of friends. Family of friends. We have friends with family. I don't know. There are these two family units that we're close with. One of them, the patriarch of the family, is the subscriber in this channel. We get together generally after Christmas at some point and do a gift exchange. We do that quite often. We often do it at the Franconia, as I was mentioning before. We haven't done that in a couple of years. You know, the Fauci virus that got out, that put that kind of put a damper on that. And I think Franconia may be kind of out of the way. It was brought up at one point that that's quite a distance to travel. The two fellas that I'm talking about used to live relatively close to each other. They were both in Philly. Now only one of them's in Philly. One of them actually lives kind of between me, much closer to me, and the other fellow who lives in Philly. In fact, he's the reason we moved out here. We came out to visit him, and we saw how pretty it was out here. So we started looking for property out here. I think I explained this in another video. Like, daughter was getting older. We were going to have to put her in school. We had her at the... Pardon me. We had her at the Montessori school. She was getting to the age where she was going to have to go to either... we weren't going to put her in public school, so she was either going to go to Catholic or private school, or we moved to a place with a better school district. So we visited our friend who bought a house out here at the time recently. Not out here, I'm in Philly now. And we went out to visit him. He lives in Schwenksville. And the whole area is like really nice. Like quaint little towns. Like, we don't take advantage of that stuff, especially me. Like, just don't have any free time. But we should. Like, there's a lot of events that happen that we don't take part in, and we really should. It's a nice little place, especially because it's just like everywhere else. Like, they just keep building all these like houses, like these cookie cutter houses and developments. Any swath of open land they can find, they just like swarm in there. It's like, we came here to get away from the city, and the city just keeps following us. Went to a burger place. I don't think I covered this. I went to Red Robin. It's a nice place. I wanted to go there specifically, and it's funny. It's like, we eat at Outback a lot. Me, my wife, my daughter. Probably too much, especially because it's become insanely expensive. And it's back to this thing where the quality isn't... I went to Longhorn relatively recently, and if you compare Outback to Longhorn, it's a world of difference. Like, Outback's fantastic. Like, we went to Longhorn. It was... the service was terrible. The food was subpar. The cuts of steak were not nowhere near the same levels they were at as they typically are at Outback. Like, I've had not so great experience. Like, I think my recent experience at Longhorn is worse than my worst experience ever at Outback. Outback just, they seem to consistently, either I'm lucky or they consistently have their stuff together. So anyway, the point is, Red Robin. I went to Red Robin specifically for the Scorpion Burger. Had it before. I like spicy foods. The Scorpion Burger, last time I had it, was pretty good. This time, didn't seem as spicy. But the thing is, like, it was me, my wife, my daughter, and her friend. It was like they had like chicken fingers. I had a Scorpion Burger. I don't remember what my wife had. Some kind of food. It was $120 for 4 people to have like burgers and chicken strips. Like, what in the? That is like unfathomable. I had no idea it was going to be that expensive. Like, do you think you go into a burger joint? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, it's fine. I will be able to financially recover from this, but it just surprised me how expensive. And I think that was before tip. Was it before tip? I want to say it was before. Let's just pretend it was before tip. But it was definitely over $100 either way. Well over $100 after tips, especially. I did have 2 beers though, and I'm sure they're very expensive, so that didn't help. I wanted to have 1 beer. No, I didn't. Actually, I generally do. I get the 22 ouncer, and that's plenty. But the thing was, and I don't want to complain about the service, but they were slammed. So I'm not complaining about the service. They were absolutely slammed. So it took a really long time to get our stuff. So I had all the time in the world to drink 2 beers. 2 22-ounce beers. My wife drives, so you don't have to worry about that. She doesn't drink. So anyway, yeah. Well over $120 for 4 of us at a burger joint. Crazy, I tells you. The other thing is, like I said, the service, like I said, they were absolutely slammed, so I don't fault them at all. I got the burger, and I decided to try their garlic fries. Would absolutely not recommend. I mean, unless you really, really like garlic, it seems like what they do is they take an entire bulb of garlic. They take a bunch of cloves of garlic, and it's just this. They're literally garlic fries. I liked them. They were soggy, and I'm pretty sure it was because there was just, it might have been from the burger. Maybe there was burger leakage or whatever. But the garlic, like, there were piles, like it literally looked like they took garlic, maybe garlic and oil, and put it through a garlic press, and like an entire clove of garlic on each French fry. I didn't mind it. Like, I like the garlic. You can't give me too much garlic. It's a trap. I'll just keep eating the garlic. But I didn't like the fact that the fries were soggy. I ate half of them. The top half, the bottom half were really soggy. The sogginess may have come from the burger. I don't know, or they may have just been undercooked. And I think they were cooked fine. If they were crispy with all that garlic on them, I would have pounded them all down. But be warned, if you get the garlic fries, they are, like, it's not a little bit of garlic. They don't, like, just shake some dried garlic on there. No, there's, like, cloves and cloves and cloves of garlics, minced and, like, just piled onto the fries. as I said, keep in mind the contest. We need a name for these channels. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to mean anything. Like, it could be like Global Technodyne Industries Test. Global Technodyne Industries Test Channel 7. That's a perfectly acceptable name. I would vote for that. I would have to incorporate a business under that name. I think Evil Incorporated is already taken. Could call it Cyril Connolly. Oh no! Trash trucks and school buses. I had not built this into my equation when I said I have plenty of time to get to work. If I get stuck behind a school bus that's stopping at every intersection, I'm doomed. Doomed! Now I'm going to sing the Doom song. No, I'm not. Who gets picked up for school at 6:40 in the morning? There's eggs are expensive. I know this because in a little bit of news I see it. One of my friends mentioned they're expensive, and I read an article earlier today. My wife was watching a video that I was overhearing, and I was reading an article today. They're both completely unrelated, except they both have to deal with eggs. The one she was watching was someone explaining why eggs are so expensive right now. Apparently there was some kind of people's herds were being wiped out because of if they find bird flu, then they would kill all of your chickens. So all these farmers lost their entire flocks because the government came in and slaughtered all their chickens because one of them came up positive with bird flu. Something along those lines. I'm not giving full detail because I don't know full detail. So the chicken population, the egg-laying chicken population, was severely depleted, meaning that there are no eggs. So then I was reading an article this morning, and it's just people like yelling at Walmart specifically for price gouging when it comes to eggs. But it seems to me that like if everything, like they're just not, I don't think it's price gouging if there are no eggs. Like if it's a commodity item, I'm sure one, it's costing them more to get the eggs to sell. Like they're not making them in Chinese factories. Like they need to get them from suppliers, and if the suppliers have had their entire flocks wiped out, I can understand that eggs would be expensive because they're scarce. My friend jokingly said to me he wanted to borrow one of my ducks. This was a while ago. I didn't realize that was happening with eggs. In fact, I bought eggs. I don't like to buy eggs because I have ducks, but they don't lay in the winter, and I didn't do a really good job of preserving eggs for the winter this year. I'm definitely going to make sure that as the season winds down, that I find a few ways. Like I know how to pickle eggs, and I've watched videos on water glassing and preserving with lime and pre-prepping scrambled eggs and freezing them, dehydrating. So I'm going to try to do something. So I don't want to I only have 3 ducks, but they're good layers, and duck eggs I think are actually healthier for you than regular chicken eggs. High in omega fatty acids, all that kind of nonsense they tell you. I don't know what any of it means. So plus I did have more waste than I would have liked, and we learned some things along the way. Like we weren't preserving the eggs. The one thing is you can gather them and just let them sit. As long as you don't wash them, they can sit. Turns out they'll last even longer if you gather them unwashed and keep them in the refrigerator. But they'll still keep for weeks and weeks, just on a counter, temperature controlled area, as long as you don't wash the bloom off the eggs. And that's generally what we'll do. Is like maybe once a month we'd process a basket full of eggs, and like I'd pickle some, we'd hard boil some. Maybe I'd hard boil 2 batches, one so we'd have a batch of hard boiled eggs for snacking and lunches, and then I would pickle like maybe 4 or 5 jars worth of eggs, and they would go for lunches too. They would go for my lunches. I like the pickled eggs. They're not really popular at the house, except with me. I'll eat them. I'll snack on them. I'll take them for lunch. I like pickled eggs. I do the beet pickling, so my eggs are pink. I don't do it so that they're pink. I'm just saying that they're pink because I do a beet pickle. Pickling spices, vinegar, and a can of pickled beets. And then I throw garlic and onions and spices and stuff like that in the jar as well. Yum, yum, yum. But like I said, we ended up losing a lot of eggs this year because we didn't use them all. So I'm going to try to either give them to my friends or sell them extremely cheaply to my friends. Like when we process them, if we definitely have too much, I don't want them to go to waste, so I'm going to try to get them out there. And I promised a guy at work some duck eggs because he's never had them, so I have to make sure early in the season. I really wanted to burn through that. Yeah, I wouldn't have made it. And that guy had an opportunity to turn. He should have turned. There he goes. Good. He would have turned earlier if I'd hit my brakes earlier. I feel bad. I cost him 2 seconds of his life. If you have a preferred method of egg preservation, let me know what it is. I would do a video on that too, but there's so much content out there that my video would be stupid because the only knowledge I have is from watching other videos. I haven't done a lot of experimentation on my own. I just follow some pretty standard recipes, and it turns out pretty nice. I might post the recipe on Facebook that I use. It's not very divergent from the standard. It's pretty damn close to the standard, but it works and it's a nice one. So maybe if I can find where I got the recipe, maybe I'll link to that or something. I can make a video showing me doing it, but I think that would be boring. I may do it anyway, just to break up this content. This is brutal. Like, you think it's bad, you have to watch it. I have to make it. Yikes. 12 minutes. I've been cutting it close today. Maybe I should have taken the highway. It's plenty of time to make it there. I'll be there in like 5 minutes ish. Especially if I catch every red light. Jeez. bouncing all over the place back there. I gotta remember to talk out loud. So I was thinking about what's bouncing around there is my bag. I hit the brakes a few seconds ago and like everything slid forward. I've got my briefcase and my lunch bag back there. It's not a briefcase, it's a like laptop bag, whatever. I like my lunch bag a lot. My family saw me admiring it in like Target or Walmart or something like that. It's just a bag, but it's bigger than the thing I was taking to work before, and I need more space because I try to throw lots of stuff to snack one into my bag, and I just needed more space. This is pretty good. I liked it. The only thing I have about it is it's got a nice shoulder strap. It's got an easy access port at the top, like you can open up the top without unzipping and opening the top. But it doesn't have a handle, and I kind of wish it had a handle in addition to the shoulder strap. So I'm thinking about installing a handle, like just a smaller strap, because I don't want to adjust the shoulder strap all the way down to make that a handle. I'd like to have that I like to have the option, only because I generally this is like so down to the granular level, but I have two things that I carry in the morning. There's my briefcase, which has a shoulder strap and a handle, and then there's my lunch bag, which has the shoulder strap. For years, my lunchbox, my smaller lunchbox, had a handle. My backpack has, but my laptop bag has both. So what I would do is I would throw my laptop bag over my shoulder and I would grab my lunchbox by the handle. It's a hard habit to break. It seems like I'm going nowhere with the story, but so what I do most mornings is I'm trying to get out the door is I'll throw my laptop bag over my shoulder, as I always have, and then I'll grab my lunch bag, which also has a shoulder strap. So I have to, like at this point, it's already over my shoulder. It's heavy. I'm trying to get out the door, so I have to bundle up the strap for my lunch bag to carry it as if it's a handle. It's fine on the rare occasions that I remember to do it the other way around. Throw my lunch bag over my shoulder and just grab my laptop bag by the handle, I'm fine. But because I'm an idiot and I can't break the habit of doing it the other way, I want to sew a handle onto my lunch bag, because that's the obvious solution. I really should go back to that conversation I was having with you guys a few videos ago last year about free will, but I gotta do it. I gotta just have that conversation with bullet points, because I don't think I was clear on a lot of stuff. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in me like going into that in more detail while being more focused. Like I'll take notes, and because I could easily stretch that out to an hour and a half. My actual thought out views and things like that, not just morning rambling trying to remember my belief system. So let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in a morning video that's strictly limited to that, or if there is something, anything I've mentioned in any of my videos you'd like expanded upon, or just pick a topic at random. Even if I don't know about it, I will research it ad nauseum and then come and tell you everything I learned about it. So there you go. You've got lots of options. I'm going to leave it there. Well over an hour into the video. Good, good, good. Torture the masses. That's our motto. I used to have a blogger site. I wonder if that's still up. I could use the name of that one. All right. Well, on that note, have a wonderful day.